Hello. How is everybody today? How are you doing? I think I'm online. Hello, everybody. Hello, Eric. Hello, Christine. Hello, Roar. Okay, hello, Jean-Claude. How are you doing? Bonjour. Okay, let me just set my screen. This is not going to be very, very, very long at all. This is going to be quite fast, actually. Okay, 1 second, please. Let me organize myself. Here, how are you all doing? Wow. My eyeshadow looks really yellow. Maybe it's a bit too much. Well, sometimes when you do a makeup in the mirror, it looks differently than in the camera. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are. Hello, Naughty Beaver. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. Hello, Katya, Scott Adams, Cindy. Very nice to have you all here. This is going to be just a short live, very short, with just some updates, some Taygetan updates about what's been happening, but just very, very, very briefly. And the reason why I need to update you on that is because there is a new person with whom we are in contact. We have been in contact for some time now, and she's going to be presenting some information in the near future videos about the Federation. So I wanted to introduce her officially so that you understand who she is and where this new information will be coming from. Hello, everybody. Now, everybody here is asking, well, there's some question about why am I in Finland, but let's not go in that direction. I already responded that before. I want to just focus on these little updates that I have prepared for you, and then I have to run and do the same in Spanish. Well, thank you very much, David. Saludos, saludos. I'm just waiting a little bit more for some more people to gather. Hello, Mirai Senshi. Hello, Yo. Hello, Yo. Hello, Yo. Nice to see you. Saori. These are our loyal fans from the Spanish channel and doing a good job here moderating. Thank you very much. Well, let's just begin. As you know, because I have actually spoken about this a little bit, and now my camera is a bit blurry. 1 second. Yeah. Oh, why is it blurry? I don't like when it's blurry. I have to unblur it first. Wait. You have to come closer to it or something. I don't understand. Maybe I need a new camera. Okay, there it is. Thank you very much. So, as I have mentioned already before, as it was announced already before, the Federation cut off the Taygetans from their access to the internet. So this happened in the beginning of May, from what I remember, more or less. I'm not good with dates. And it will be explained also in the future Federation videos why this happened and how the Federation and Taygetans worked together, what was their association and their involvement with each other in a summary, and then it will be explained how that relationship deteriorated and how it ended up in that cutoff, their access to the internet. But just briefly, again, the reasons were because, and it has been going on for years now, because according to them, Taygetans were just blabbing too much. They were talking too much about how the reality works, how things work, how the reality outside the Earth operates, technology, and they were just giving too much information. Because according to them, and it will be understood in those videos, the Earth, the 3D matrix, still needs to be maintained in a sort of a contained 3D reality. That's what this experience is about. So Taygetans came in here like a storm and started to reveal too much about all these different subjects. So for years they have had problems with the Federation, and the Federation tried to cut them off for a very long time, and finally they managed to do that. However, and here comes the good news. As some of you know, those of you who follow my channel more faithfully, you know that Yashi herself is not Taygetan. She has evolved she has evolved out of the Taygetan line, even though that's where she started, so to speak, as a Taygetan girl. But as she progressed through her incarnations, she evolved out of that race. And this could be a topic of the video itself, actually, how the species evolve and how they transform. And it's all based on your consciousness, based on your ideas. Because as Svaru began to expand and take on these new concepts and ideas, her consciousness began to go so much more beyond what the even Taygetan race was about. That's what started to actually change even her genetics. And legally, Svaru 9, that was even before, and I think around 2019, 2019, somewhere there, Svaru managed to legally remove herself from the official Taygetan race, from belonging to the Taygetan race officially, even though she was still with them on the ship, and of course they are her family and friends. So officially, Svaru did not belong to the Federation. And of course, Yashi does not belong to the Federation either. As they call themselves, they are Svarunians. Svarunians, a different race. So Yashi has been causing trouble with her information and causing trouble for the Federation. And as they cut the Taygetans off, there was no way they could actually cut her off, because legally they can't. They don't have any legal argument against her. Now, there's another element here, and if you watched my recent live where I was biking, then in that live I said that there is actually a mystery person now with Yashi, who continues to be in touch. No, continues. She started to be in contact just right now, about a month ago or so. And it's a girl. And okay, if you have to watch the videos that I made about Svaru versus Yashi, the differences, because there you understand more about her and who she is. This is Svaru X, Svaru 10. Now, if you don't know anything about this, or if you are new, or if you haven't watched my videos about Svaru versus Yashi and who they are, the whole story was explained, who they are as entities, as people, then this will sound crazy for you. This will sound impossible. This will sound like, a story. However, this is how it is. This is 5D and beyond reality. We cannot be assessing what happens up there with our 3D parameters. You have to understand that as here, we are so attached to that linear perception of our identity, and just one of us. There is one Gosha, there is one Jean-Claude, there is one whoever. But actually, in 5D and beyond, even for Taygetans this is strong, you can find yourself with your other versions, with your other variants, with your future selves, with your past selves. This is especially the case for Svaru, because she is a time jumper and she is a time traveler. She's an expert in that. So that's what happens. Svaru X has been here for about a year, but she has been sort of in hiding. I didn't even know that either. She was here following Yashi. And observing her and just being ready to be there for her if the need arises. And this is when the need arose. Svaru 10, She is, now this is complicated for some of you who haven't watched my videos. So this is like for insiders. Svaru 10 is a daughter of Svaru 9, of Svaru who we talked to, but from a different timeline. Not this one, because this one that we talked to died. So that's where the line ended. But another Svaru from another timeline had a daughter, and that's Svaru X. However, here there's not a twist. Because some of you will say, well, Svaru 10 is then a grandmother of Svaru 12, of Yaski. However, the twist here is actually that this Svaru X with whom we talk, she's still from another timeline. So she's actually not Svaru 12's, Yaski's grandmother. I know this is all maybe complicated for you, and it's actually not even the point, okay? The point here will be that she will be continuing she will continue to be in contact, she will continue to give information, and she will be the main contact right now, through whom the information is going to come. I could go in much more details, but I just feel like I don't want to collapse your minds at this point, because I don't know how many of you here understand this story, how many of you have been following this, and how many of you haven't. Anyway, let's just go back to the story. When the Taygetans left to the higher orbit because they were cut off from the internet, this is when I start to have a communication with Svaru X. Because Yaski asked her to communicate with us and to say what happened. That's how we knew. That's how we knew they got disconnected from Svaru X. And then what happened was that actually Taygetans decided to leave back to Taygeta. Yes, they are right now not in the orbit at all. We have no communication with them. They are back in their home planets, resting, recovering. They have gone through a lot. They have gone through a lot of harassment by the Federation and negativity on Earth in the last years. So I think it's time for them to rest. It's not a goodbye. They are probably planning to come back, just that we do not know when. We don't know when they will be back. We don't know if they will be back. And we don't know who exactly will be back. Probably the main core crew will be the same. However, they do have to probably change some of the crew members, as some of them have decided to stay. And I think it's very deserved for them to stay. They have fulfilled their job here, and well, they deserve to rest. But we don't know what's going to happen. So as soon as we know anything, we will tell you. But for now, they are there. And Svaru X here is with Yaski. That's right. Yaski decided to stay. She has not gone back to Taygeta, which is something she was contemplating, actually. She was saying, well, should I go back there? Maybe back. She was never there. Should I go there? It sounds like fun. It sounded like fun. However, she decided to stay. She decided that there is much work to be done still, which is actually going to be done mainly through Svaru X. They still have a lot to share, and they have decided to continue being here. Now, some of you may be asking, where are they? Where are they since the Taygetan ship is back in Taygeta? Well, this may be a surprise to some of you, but they're actually staying on Viera, on the Andromedan ship, which also belongs to the Federation. This is a Federation ship. And I asked, how are they treating you? And they said very nicely. There are no problems. They are treating them very politely, very kindly. They have their Suzy ship within the Andromedan hangar, and this is where they communicate from. They provided them with the internet access because there is no legal argument against the Svarunians. As much as they don't like them, the inner level of Federation, as much as they don't like them, they cannot do anything against them. Someone is asking, I want to respond this very fast, candid, which Federation? Of Worlds of Light? No, there's just one Federation. There's just one Federation. And according to our information, it is called United Federation of Planets. There may be other translations with just words, but it's definitely not of light. That's a human term. And the ET races do not call it that way, do not call it of light. So they're staying in the Federation ship, Andromedan ship, which is a lower level of the Federation. Okay, because these people here, the low level Federation, they're actually quite nice. It's like a local town hall, you know, like a local level of the local government, which actually those people, those Andromedans and Antarians, they are quite nice and they treat them fairly, they treat them with respect. There are no problems there. So here again, I have to mention, you know, we always say there are so many different levels and sub-levels of the Federation. And, you know, when you're talking about one level of the Federation, it may not apply to another. So you have to really take this subject with a much more serious approach than just good or bad. This is very much more complicated, which the next topics will be about that. So stay tuned. I can't wait to share with you those videos. I think it's going to be like 3 videos. I'm going to divide it into 3 different sections. So some of you might be asking me, how is Svaru X? How is she? What is she like? And she's something like between Svaru 9 and Yasky. She's not as strong, and she's strong, but not as direct and maybe like confrontational like Yasky can be very, very transparent. She will always tell you how she thinks. And Svaru 10, X, I will call her X, she will always tell you how she thinks as well, but in a much more soft way, in a more delicate and respectful and like elegant way. She's calmer. So that she has that from Svaru 9. But she is much stronger than Svaru 9. She, first of all, takes care of herself physically. She's very athletic. She exercises. She goes running all the time. And she's very strong in her mind. So that's what I noticed about her. And she's very, very firm in her ideas. She knows a lot of things. She has been around. But she's like just much calmer, I would say, yeah, in that sense, than Yasky, who can be like up and down, running around, and she will say something strong, and then she'll be talking about playing with dolls, like just like very, yeah, hard to describe. But apart from that, you can definitely feel that there is the same mind feel beyond them all. Because so far I talked to Svaru 9, the one that died, now Yasky, and now X. And you can feel the same way of even expressing themselves on the subjects. You can feel it's the same consciousness behind, because they belong to the same so-called oversoul. It's the same field of consciousness that is speaking through them both. But still, you can feel the individuality, and they are different people. They even fight with each other all the time. Yes, because Svaru X now is like a mom to Yasky. She's taking care of her. That's why actually she came out, and she came out also publicly, because now Taygetans are gone, and she didn't have anybody, Yasky. So she decided, well, this is my time to step up and to come out publicly to be revealed even to us, because we didn't know anything about her until now. And she's taking care of Yasky. She's making sure she's okay and being like a mom to her, educating her. But the thing is that Yasky doesn't want to be educated, or she always feels like she knows it better. And also it's very interesting. They also have a synchronization between their minds. So Yasky can completely, synchronize with Svaru X minds, but Svaru X cannot really do it back to her. So Svaru 12, Yasky, is in that sense more powerful. But they told me that they both decided not to do that to each other, not to like completely synchronize all the time, and just respect each other's individuality and respect each other's space. So yeah. Okay, so these are the most important points. We are into contact with Yasky. However, the Yasky will be coming sporadically. Only sometimes. The main contact now will be through Svaru X, Svaru 10, That's going to be the main communication. Taygetans are back in Taygeta right now, recovering, gathering strength, maybe changing their crew members. We don't know exactly, and we don't know when they will be back or if they will be back. And yes, and the Viera, and both of them, Yaski and Svaru X, are now on Viera, welcomed by the lower level of the Federation and treated nicely. And I'm trying to think what else was there on my list of points. Blurry again. I think that's more or less it, what I wanted to say about that. I wanted to tell you about this just so in the future videos, in the next video about the Federation, it's going to be Svaru X speaking, actually. She's going to be presenting the structure of the Federation, their relation, their position in space, blurry. Their position in space, their position with regards to the affairs on Earth, Taygetan involvement with the Federation, the deterioration of their contact, of their relationship. Blurry. So that's why I wanted to explain this to you and introduce her to you officially, so you know who you'll be getting information from. I'm looking at the chat right now. Hello, Andy. Hello, Quantum Dimension. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited. There's always something happening. There's always new developments with them since we started 4 years ago. There have been always new developments. So this is something I'm very used to. Yes. Hello, Mariam and Eva. Fagu is asking, can she control the space-time too? Yes, yes, she can. Yes, she can. She is an expert in a space-time manipulation as well. Yes, she is. So if you are interested, actually, go to that video about Svaru versus Yaski, that first part, because it was in 2 parts, and listen to it read the transcript, and there you will see more about X, who she is, which is actually kind of coincidental or not that I made that video just recently. I even talked to Yaski about this. I said, don't you think it's a strange coincidence that I just published this video and the X for the first time ever was introduced, was like mentioned, and a few weeks later she appears on the scene. So, and Yaski said, because Yaski, she has her ways, telepathic ways to direct certain actions, even on our side, without us knowing. So she says, I remember she only said, well, I needed, how did she say? What the words she used? I needed to create a background or something like that. I don't remember exactly yet what she said, but that's what she mentioned. Well, I needed her to be introduced or something like that, as if she knew already. This was in the planning. Hello, Wendy. So it wasn't a coincidence that she was mentioned in that video, and a few weeks later, she appears on the scene. Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, Susan, there are no coincidences. So go back and watch that video, and then you will know. Where was she until now? She was actually, do I actually know where she was? For the last year, actually, she was around here. By herself, just observing, being in close proximity, and being ready to be there for Yaski if they need be, and doing her other things. I'm not sure exactly. She has, from that video, if you watch it again, you'll see that she has been very involved in outer Earth affairs on other planets, not only on Earth. So she has a lot of experience in that exopolitical scene. And that's why she will be the one doing that first introduction to the Federation topic. You're welcome, Ocean Odell. You're welcome, saying thank you for this live. Well, this is more or less it. That's what I wanted to tell you. I'm just scanning my head if there was anything else to say. I don't think so. I do not think so. Okay. If I see any maybe questions about this topic, I can answer. Thank you very much, Jose Teresa. Yes, happy girl. So excited. Thank you, Jean-Claude. Have a great Sunday as well. This is it. Watch my next 3 videos, more or less. I still have to divide them. I don't know if it's 3 or 2 or 4, but they are going to be important. And a lot of things will be understood. These are definitely difficult times to discern amongst such a great soup of information out there available for the people. You know, the greater the awakening, the more the controllers will be at work to confuse people and to make waves and to make it difficult for people to know what's going on. But I trust that every one of you will be directed towards where they are supposed to be, and it's for you to discern. Just observe, be very vigilant and alert, have your eyes open and your mind fresh, and observe, be vigilant. These are not easy times. Thank you very much to everybody. I have to run and do this in Spanish, and I have a little bit of a headache, so I think I have to drink some water. Thank you, everybody, for your participation. Well, and watch the next videos. They will be really, really, really good. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a nice Sunday.